Nice bun.
Nice bun, yeah. Hey, welcome back. Rach and D here again with another video. And today, Rach, I've got some more Yes for you.
Okay.
Okay. And this is a track that's probably one of the big favourites within the Yes fan community, I would say. It's certainly one of my favourites. It's a track from the 1977 album Going for the One.
Nice bun.
Nice bun, yeah. Thanks. Oh, you mean this guy? Okay. And it features a very similar lineup to the other track that we listened to from the Fragile album.
Heart of Sunshine.
Yeah. So very similar lineup. You've got John Anderson on vocals, Chris Squire on bass and vocals. You've got Steve Howe on guitar and vocals, Rick Wakeman on piano and keyboards. But you've got Alan White on drums instead of Bill Bruford. And interestingly, Rick Wakeman actually left for an album, then he came back onto this album. And for me, play some of his best stuff he's ever played on this album, actually on this track.
Okay.
This has got, for me, there's kind of two really great piano intros, I think, in prog. And this is one of them. We'll cover another one by another band. You probably know who I'm talking about. But the piano, so I wanted to check out the piano, obviously at the start, but also listen out for the church organ and stuff like that, which they actually recorded in a church in Switzerland, and recorded it over telephone to the studio whilst the band was playing along.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. And there's also a nice kind of choral element to it as well. And John Anderson's vocals are just fantastic on this as well. So lots of stuff to kind of listen to. And it's going to be really nice on the headphones, I think. So that being said, let's get into it. How good is that?
Crazy.
High vibration go on to the sun. Let my heart dreaming, fast immortal as me. Where can I be?
Got the lyrics over here.
Wish the sun to stand still, reaching out to touch our being, past the mortal as we. Here we can be. Here we can be.
So many layers.
Yeah.
So much going on.
So big.
Yeah.
It's immense.
Huge sound. So big. Part 2. The bell was very soothing.
It's like the little percussive nature of the. come in, the choir. Beautiful.
It's like this huge orchestral composition. Do you know what I mean? And it's sort of moving in so many places, but it was just reminding me of, Fairy Glen, just being very natural out in the nature type of thing. But it reminds me of some classical music that has several acts and, takes you on that.
Speaking of which,
Here we go, right?
Told you it was epic.
My gosh.
I mean, so tell me what you think first, because I've got things to say.
Oh God! Well, there was so much in there, you know. Like as I said, when that first sort of section, you know, you had bells and the I don't know. I don't know what they were. Whether they were triangles, they're very high pitched and things that sounded sort of quite Indian, and then it sort of, you know, progressed and morphed and that sort of thing. His vocals, like he's well into his head voice all the way through. I mean, there are parts at the end of the stanzas where he's coming down and stuff, and you can hear he's got great control over his voice and things. But being up in that head voice the whole time, I felt like he was straining at times.
I mean, that's pretty much where he sits. That's his
from the other Yes track that you showed, that we played and things. Yes, that's where he feels. Obviously, he's done a lot of stuff in that head voice and feels comfortable there. And that there were just times where it felt like it was a little bit strainy and stuff.
Interesting. Right.
But you know, God. That's an orchestral piece if ever there was one, right?
I mean, it's just so immense. It's just so immense. I can kind of like, I would love to, I don't know if they ever did this or not, but I would love to hear that in the Royal Albert Hall with Rick Wakeman on that big pipe organ in the Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's something that would be at, you know, A Night at the Proms or something. It's very obviously a very spiritual song, and it feels a you know, like a big hymn or a psalm or something like that, you know. And even when his vocals come in first, you know, he's using all the reverb, but it gives it that kind of spiritual, godly like kind of vibe to it. Yeah, but that bit you were talking about with the kind of Indian sound instruments. I think there's a lot of African instruments, the percussive instruments. I saw a documentary years and years ago where they had some clips of them recording that.
Right.
And they're all standing around and they're standing with these big things on poles with these shakers on them and just giving it all that. You know? And that's you get that really kind of unique percussive sound through that. But yeah, I mean, for me, the star of the show on that track is Rick Wakeman. It's just like the organ, the keyboard, the piano at the beginning.
I was listening to parts of that going, how how amazing would it be to watch him actually play that? His fingers must be just going...
It's just incredible.
Insane.
Just incredible. But, and then you've got kind of Chris Squire's bass for the... But his bass is doing something completely different. It's going dum dum boom, dum dum dum, which is kind of completely different to the kind of time that you're kind of feeling in the rhythm of the track, but it just adds this kind of like weird kind of awesomeness to it. I don't know what it is, how to describe it, but what he was listening to whilst he was playing that bit, but it works. It works really well. But no, I love that track, and like I said, it's a bit of a favourite and I think they tend to used to close on that one quite a bit, you know, because the only bit I don't love
with
about
the length
that track,
of their tracks, right? Seriously, you know, in an hour and a half, 2 hour show, you'd only get through. Oh, but
their shows used to go on for like 3 hours or so.
Oh, really?
Because of that. Yeah, they do like 5 songs.
Right.
But
that would make sense.
But the only bit it kind of doesn't spoil it for me, but just annoys me a little bit. So the little guitar bit right at the end.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit with it, but the reason it's in there, it's calling back to the first track on the album.
Oh, right.
And it's like, I could see why they did it at the time for the album. It's like, it's a nice little callback, but it's like, no, you don't need that bit. Just let it kind of go out at the end as it was before that Steve Howe comes in again. It's like a little niggle, 20 seconds out of a 15-minute track, you know, I'll let it slide. Obviously won't let it slide enough not to mention it. But
that's right. Get it out. Let it all out.
That's it. It's therapy, guys. It's therapy. So anyway, but you liked that one? It was...
I mean, it was good.
I think it's a bit more composed structurally than Heart of the Sunrise, where we said kind of a bit more of an edit.
Heart of the Sunrise was very kind of jarring for me, but this is...
Cool. All right.
Beautiful lyrics and beautiful sounds.
Yeah. Fantastic. All right, thanks guys. We'll catch you again soon. See ya.
Thanks.